Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final part of our Cross the Line special. Still to come tonight, Kurt Angle's going to make an open challenge to the roster. Who is going to answer his challenge and take him on at our next pay-per-view, Sacrifice. Kurt Angle's undefeated, but who can pin or submit him? We're going to find out who's going to accept the challenge, and of course, who can forget this? A three-tiered triple cage showdown for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's Sting versus The Undertaker versus Triple H for the first time ever inside a triple cage. I can't believe that matchup, but there you see Kidman and Rey Mysterio, former members of the Filthy Animals. They're obviously catching up after several years of not speaking to each other. Rey Mysterio earlier tonight went back and managed his friends Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez. However, they were unsuccessful in retaining the NLW Tag Team titles. They lost, and Kidman also debuted here tonight. And oh my goodness, what a massive boot, and oh my lord, what a knockout punch. And it's the new Tag Team Champions, Kevin Nash and The Big Show, laying waste to Kidman and Rey. And here's Hernandez to chase him off, and there's Chavo as well. Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez earlier tonight lost the NLW Tag Team titles to Kevin Nash and The Big Show, and Nash and The Big Show taking out their friends, Rey Mysterio and Kidman, and they're clearly out to make a message and send one indefinitely. But I'm sure that Chavo and Hernandez aren't going to have any of that crap. Nevertheless, here you see the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle about to make an open challenge. Yet another open challenge. He has got so many fans in attendance here tonight. He is the wrestling machine. And the reason that is because here in NLW, he has never been pinned. Here in NLW, he has never been submitted. And tonight, he is going to make an open challenge for our next pay-per-view, Sacrifice. Who is going to try and attempt to end the unbeaten run of Kurt Angle? We're going to see who is going to challenge Kurt Angle here tonight. Wait a minute. What the hell's this? Can it be? This entire arena's on their feet. They're in anticipation. Do you honestly think that he's here? That's the question. And he is. The Heartbreak Kid is in the building. Listen to this crowd erupt. We haven't seen him since Hell in a Cell back at Destruction. He was thrown off the top of the cage, thrown through the roof of the cage, and we thought that there and then his career would end. However, we were wrong, and I'm so glad we were, because he is back here tonight and looking better than ever. We haven't seen him since September. It's been nearly 5 months of inactivity, of being out of action, and he is here tonight. This crowd can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm flipping, marking out. I'm speechless. And look at the man he's in the ring with. It's the Heartbeat Kid, the Heartbreak Kid even, and the Olympic gold medalist. Is he the one to accept the challenge? Is he the one to end the unbeaten run of Kurt Angle at Sacrifice? It's going to be Shawn Michaels against Kurt Angle. I can't believe it. An incredible matchup for that pay-per-view. I'm in shock, but we got to switch our focus. Triple cage matchup. It's up next. It's for the world title. Sting, The Game, and The Undertaker battle out inside the triple cage. I cannot believe that Shawn Michaels is back, and he's back to challenge Kurt Angle at Sacrifice. But coming up next, it is the match that everyone has been waiting for. Everybody's been talking about it. It's been the #1 trend in NLW, and it's happening up next. You see the 3 men in the backstage preparing and gearing up for the World Heavyweight Championship match that's about to take place. It's going to take place inside the triple cage for the first time ever, and it's going to happen in a matter of minutes. There you see the world champion. He may not even be world champion after this matchup. Who knows? The entire landscape of this company could change in a single matchup. And it's going to happen up next. The Triple Cage. Sting, The Undertaker and The Game competing in it. And here are the rules in case you don't know. The objective is to scale all 3 cages to grab the title belt that's hanging at the top of the 3rd cage. All 3 men are going to start in the ring and they're going to fight to use the ladder and climb it to enter into the 2nd cage. And once in the 2nd cage, the wrestlers are able to use all the various weapons that are hanging off the cage walls. And after escaping that 2nd cage, the aim is to scale it in order to get to the 3rd cage. And that's where the title belt is going to be. The first person to grab the World Heavyweight title is going to win the match and is going to be the World Heavyweight Champion. But who's it going to be? Is it going to be Sting? Is it going to be The Undertaker? Or is it going to be Triple H? We're going to find out. And you see here the first glimpse of this Triple Cage. This is the biggest cage in NLW history, and this is incredible. This is not only an NLW worthy main event, this is a pay-per-view, a WrestleMania worthy main event. This thing is incredible, and the fact that it's not even on pay-per-view is staggering. You see the 3 cages that are stacked on one another. It basically hits the roof of this arena. That's how big it is, and it is for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it's going to be defended right now. And in comes the Cerebral Assassin, The Game, the World Heavyweight Champion, Triple H. At Over the Limit, he beat Sting and The Undertaker in a triple threat matchup, but only after Sting was this close to finally beating The Undertaker. He pulled him out of the ring and picked up a victory. However, it was last week where Triple H managed to do the exact same thing and defeat Sting and The Undertaker in a handicap match of all matches. Nevertheless, it was Sting and The Undertaker. We thought they could try and coexist in order to take down The Game, but it turns out that greed is a main factor in this rivalry. And these 3 men who have been at each other's throats for months finally settle it in this main event of our Night of Champions. And here comes one of the 2 challengers to a thunderous ovation, the Icon Sting. He is here, the black and red. The Scorpion is here to do what he feels he should have done at Over the Limit, and that is win the World Heavyweight Championship. What a fitting way to start a new era with a new champion. The Icon is here and he is ready to fight. Triple H knows he's not only got to focus on Sting, he's got to focus on The Undertaker as well. And you see the Undertaker's in the backstage and he's about to make his way out here. The other challenger, he is the man, the first ever World Heavyweight Champion in NLW, and he is hoping to become the first ever 2-time NLW World Champion here tonight in this Triple Cage. The stage is set, and Big Evil is heading for his yard, and emphatically shutting the door. He is ready and waiting to get his hands on Sting and Triple H, and he is not wasting any time. The match has begun. This Triple Cage main event is underway. Triple H is reluctant to get into this matchup, obviously. He wants Sting and The Undertaker to beat each other up, and that's exactly what they're doing. Sting sent into the ring post in a massive kick to the stomach, and you see The Undertaker waltz on his back. After last week, he was pummeled by Triple H. In fact, last week, on episode 26, Triple H put Sting through the announce table with a pedigree. But he's reluctant to get his hands on him now. He followed him to the outside, but Triple H has to turn his back. And he has to be wary of this. He's fought by the throat, but Sting is in here. And the only way Triple H has any chance of winning this matchup, it could be argued, is if Sting and The Undertaker are too preoccupied with beating up each other. They had an amazing matchup at WrestleMania, followed by an amazing last man standing match at Destruction. And they also clashed in the Over the Limit triple threat matchup. And they're clashing here tonight as Triple H picking up the pieces and sending Undertaker into the steel. this wall, and it wasn't long ago that Triple H was in this cage himself, and look at this. Sting diving over the ropes and into the cage wall and the prone body of Triple H. It wasn't long ago that Triple H was defending his world title inside a cage. It was at Destruction inside Hell in a Cell against Shawn Michaels, and he was victorious that night, but can he be victorious here tonight? He's got to scale the cages even to get his world title down. But what an amazing show of agility by Sting, putting it all on the line, diving outside, and Undertaker trying to send him into the cage wall, and an emphatic chair shot to the back by Triple H, and he is all business here tonight. They don't call him Cerebral Assassin for nothing as he picks up the Undertaker and throws him with a spine buster on that steel chair. Oh, now he's going for the Hell's Gate, but Triple H wise enough to punch his way out of that one. He has got to be afraid of all the offense that Undertaker and Sting can throw at him, and there's a massive ladder shot. And remember, it is the ladder that you've got to climb to get into the second cage that's filled with weapons. Sting has the ladder in the ring now, sends him into the corner, and the Stinger splash in the corner onto that ladder. Triple H is in trouble now, and Sting not even wait until the weapons filled second cage. He's filling this first cage with weapons. Essentially this is Hell in a Cell, except with two cages on top. Looks to put Undertaker through the table, but instead gets sent into the steel by the Undertaker. The Phenom was the first ever World Heavyweight Champion. Can he do it here tonight and reclaim the glory? It's not looking good for him at the moment as he's dropped toe hold into that chair and face first. Triple H knows what he's got to do to defeat these two monsters, but it's not going to be easy. There's another drop toe hold by the Undertaker, and Triple H is in trouble, laying out flat. But Sting already back in the ring and taking out Undertaker to the outside. And remember, there is no escape from this cage. The only way out of it is to go for the roof and climb the ladder, but Sting going for a Stinger splash on the top rope, with Undertaker grabbing the game and sending him outside into the steel again. Going to try and rake his face against that chain link. Now he's got the ladder, but another drop kick by Sting sends the ladder into Undertaker, and the Undertaker into the hard steel. And now Triple H working on him again and sending him into the corner of it. Triple H not wasting any time, tries to go after Sting, but Sting has him where he wants him, but not for long. He's sent head first, and again a clothesline to the outside. But nevertheless, Sting is trying to fight his way into this, and he does, and now he's going to catapult him into the steel ring post. Been well documented, these three men hate each other's guts, and it was evident at Over the Limit in that main event title matchup where Triple H was victorious. But who's going to be victorious here tonight? Undertaker throws the chair at the face of Sting, and now look at this, just raking the face of Sting against that steel and sending him down again. And oh my lord, look at that. That is what this cage will do to you. I think it was when he was sent head first into the steel ring post that did it. Triple H has been busted open, and so has Sting after being raked across that cage wall, and everybody's bleeding except the Undertaker. Sting bleeding profusely on the outside, but Triple H with a clothesline inside the ring. He's trying to climb the ropes. A bloody mess of Sting with the Stinger splash to the Phenom. And you can see the blood pouring onto the chest of Sting. It's not going well in terms of that for the moment, and now a knee drop by Triple H, who has also got a crimson mask at the moment. He may have broken his nose after being sent head first into the steel ring post, and now Triple H, he's got that steel chair, and you gotta believe that he's gonna want to inflict damage upon him. And look at this, chair shots to the back, eerily similar to what happened in episode 24 when Triple H caused a disqualification between Sting and the Undertaker's match back in October. And Triple H sees his world title hanging on the top of the third cage, and he wants to get it, and he's trying to, but Sting grabbing hold of the foot of Triple H. He's going to go for an axe handle, but instead Sting moves out of the way, and Triple H ends up going to the outside. The blood pouring onto the chest of Sting, and another elbow by the Undertaker. Seems as though Undertaker seems to be the freshest in this matchup. He's the only one who's not bleeding at the moment. But there's a last ride to Sting. And what is Dead Man Incorporated thinking? He wants to end it here and hit a tombstone, but the main objective is to climb the ladder. And it's reversed by Sting. And the Scorpion Death Drop by the Icon. But remember, he's got to climb that ladder. He knows that, and now Triple H sends him outside the ring before he can climb that cage, and now throwing that steel chair onto his face. The game sending Undertaker into the steel, and again face first. He's got blood flowing from his open wound in his head, and oh my god, he's got that massive barbed wire bat, and oh my lord, oh jeez, the way he's raking it across the head of Undertaker, and finally lets go in a massive shot with that barbed wire bat, raking it across the face of the Undertaker. And now, oh my goodness, and now Sting, he's managed to make his way back in, but not before Triple H can grab a hold of his leg and stop him from climbing into that second cage, and now sending him off the ladder again. This is our main event of our Cross the Line special. This is the main event of our Night of Champions. This is episode 27, and a new era will begin here tonight. We've already seen so many shocking returns and debuts, but this matchup seriously takes the cake. This could potentially be an early candidate for match of the year. But now Sting grabs him in a powerbomb to Triple H off of the ladder. He goes to the outside, and he knows his world title's in jeopardy. The commissioner made this matchup last week, much to the chagrin of Triple H. But this is one hell of a matchup. And oh my lord, and there you see, that's the damage that this cage can do, especially the damage that that barbed wire bat did to the face of the Undertaker, and sending that ladder right into his skull again. Sting looking to climb it. He's already on the top, and he's trying to open that latch that leads into the second cage with a massive chair shot by the Phenom. And now this fast-paced action that only NLW can bring is working to a full effectiveness. There is blood flowing from the head of Undertaker as Undertaker tries to open the latch, stopped by Sting and raking the eyes. And now Sting is on the floor again. Undertaker trying to open the latch, but he's caught out by Sting. And Sting, oh my lord, tipping the ladder into the cage, and Undertaker sent outside the ring. If Undertaker is still conscious, you gotta believe that Sting is in a great position. He's on the top rope, he's taunting Undertaker, but that might not be wise. He's sent through the table, he tastes the wood. And look at the blood flowing from the skull of Triple H. He's sent off the top rope and sent crashing through the table. Look at him. These fans despise him, and it's not easy to see. In fact, it is easy to see why. It's easy to see why these fans despise him, especially after the way that Triple H conducts himself. Well, Sting sent Undertaker off the ladder, but Triple H sent Sting off of the top rope and through the table. Crashing and burning, Triple H is the only man standing, and that means that he can climb the ladder. And if there's nobody around him, he can actually open the latch, and he has done, and he's climbing into that second cage. And a view from inside that second cage now. Triple H is up there, and he could very well climb the third cage and get the world title, but it doesn't look like it at the moment. Undertaker has joined him in there. Undertaker's joined him in the second cage, and now Triple H is trying to unlock that door, and he does. But he is met with a kendo stick shot to the head. And there are so many weapons in that cage that can be used to full effectiveness, including the cage itself, as Triple H is doing right now. There are various items of torture hanging off the walls. And a steel chair shot to the skull of the Undertaker does it for Triple H that time. And what an amazing view we get. And I've got to say, I fear for these men's safety, especially considering that floor of that cage is not flimsy. In fact, it's even more than flimsy. It's almost going to break, and there you see a massive tray shot. Cookie sheet off the head of Undertaker. It is not a secure flooring to that cage. But there's a low blow by The Undertaker trying to prevent some separation. And now Sting's in the second cage. Oh my God! He just took down the entire cage wall. For the love of God, I didn't even see Sting climb that ladder. All of this in the name of the world title, and it is working to full effectiveness right now. We'll take a look back at this. Triple H had been low blowed, and then Sting going through the latch, and another chair shot by Sting to Triple H. Sting spearing Undertaker, Triple H rather, spearing Triple H into the cage wall. And now he's got the table. All three men are in that second cage, and that table has been locked up. And a 3D maneuver even. I'm getting tongue-tied, this matchup. It is incredible. Undertaker and Sting with a double team to send Triple H through the table. And now this cage full of weapons. One of the walls is gone. And now throwing that trash can right into the face of The Undertaker. He's trying to climb that second cage now. Trying to get to the third cage where the world title is. And now Sting and The Undertaker brawling, and it's a very high drop, but Triple H trying to sneak out unnoticed. Triple H is trying to sneak out and climb the second cage, and he's doing it. We're going to see a Scorpion Death Drop by Sting. Oh my! Reversed by Undertaker and a tombstone on the steel. He tombstones Sting onto the steel. And now Sting looks dazed, he's out of it. But Triple H, he is on top of the second cage, and now he's on the third cage, where that world title is. He knows it's so high up, and that is what these men are fighting for. Undertaker's followed him, and oh my, a low blow by Triple H. Oh my God, no, don't do this. Oh my Lord. Oh my God, he's got him throttled by the throat, and not a chokeslam from the top. No, oh my Lord. Oh my God, he flipping arm drag off the second cage. And he just went back first. And look at the height he fell. Look at the height that Undertaker fell from the top of the second cage. But now Sting has followed Triple H up. And I'm still in shock over what happened to Undertaker. But Triple H, he's looking to hit a pedigree here. But it's reversed again. And now Sting with a Scorpion Death Drop. Can he do it? And he does! New world champion! Sting has done it! Sting has finally realised his dream, and Sting is our new world heavyweight champion! And look at him standing atop all three cages. This is unbelievable. The carnage that has been ensued in this matchup has all paid off for Sting. Here's the new world champion. Well, it looked as if Undertaker was going to hit a chokeslam off of that cage, but instead got arm dragged off of it. We've got to check on The Undertaker later, but nevertheless Sting hit the Scorpion Death Drop, reversing the pedigree, and then nobody was around him. He grabbed that title belt for his life. And Sting is our new world champion, but there you see, following that dramatic fall off of the second cage, Undertaker's been placed on a stretcher receiving medical attention, but you see that Triple H is livid. He is not happy whatsoever. But this man is ecstatic. Sting is our new world champion, and he's letting everyone know it. The reign of terror that's lasted since June of WrestleMania time. Triple H cannot believe that he's just lost his world title. He's going to be cursing the commissioner tonight. Undertaker's been laid out on a stretcher. Triple H is in shock. And Sting has realised his dream. Sting is our new World Heavyweight Champion.